And they're off for the Betfair Ascot Chase of 2026. They're racing down the hill towards the first of 17 fences. We're expecting Pictory, as usual, to go out there and try and make every yard. Comes towards the first then, leading from Jonbon in second place. And then Classic Maestro on the outside of Blow Your Wad and Edwardstone. And Heltenham is about 4 or 5 lengths behind them as they come out of Swinley Bottom and move right-handed towards the uphill section of the track. So two-time winner Pictory leads the field, leads Jonbon, the odds-on favourite here, up the hill towards the 4 fences on this part of the course. Classic Maestro's on the outside in third place. Edwardstone on the rail alongside Blow Your Wad and Heltenham behind them. Moving towards the second up the hill here. Pictory and Jonbon. Jonbon perhaps not as fluent as the leader there, but they're moving up to the first open ditch of the race here. Pictory and Harry Cobden. Jonbon just dumping that up slightly to his left. He's tracked there by Classic Maestro on the inside. Edwardstone, the check jacket, that's Blow Your Wad and Freddie Mitchell, and then Heltenham behind them as they cross over the next. And now they're moving down towards the entrance to the home straight. So Pictory, the two-time Betfair Ascot Chase hero, leads them up the home straight, with Jonbon tracking him, Nico de Boinville, in the J.P. McManus Silks as they come up towards the 2 fences in the home straight here. Pictory, Jonbon, great leap by the first 2, they all jumped that well. Classic Maestro on the outside of Blow Your Wad, Edwardstone on the inside. 12 years young now, Edwardstone, and Heltenham at the back of the field. Here they come to the final fence on the circuit, and all over it safely. Pictory has a lead of just over a length here to Jonbon as they move past the enclosures, then up towards the judge. And these two about a couple of lengths clear of Classic Maestro, Blow Your Wad and Edwardstone on the inside. Edwardstone has had a wonderful career, but often comes off second best up against Jonbon. But you never know. Back in last place at the moment, Heltenham, as they move across towards the far side. They've completed their first mile or so now in the Betfair Ascot Chase. And Pictory in and over nice and safely and smoothly from Jonbon, who continues to keep him in his sights. Move down towards the next on this part of the course. Again, they were good there. Edwardstone on the inside behind them with Blow Your Wad and Classic Maestro, and Heltenham 3 lengths behind in last. Down they go towards the open ditch. This is number 10 of the 17 fences. Pictory, Jonbon, 1 and 2 still, and all still travelling pretty well. Just over a mile left to cover now. Pictory, the leader from Jonbon, the last fence down the far side here, and there was only about a length between them as they move down towards the bottom there of the track. Swinley Bottom going through that point now. Pictory and Jonbon showing their class as Edwardstone moves up to go 3 lengths third behind them. Blow Your Wad and Classic Maestro, and Heltenham brings up the rear. This relentless pace being kept up here, pace of about 32 miles an hour here of Pictory, takes them up towards the 12th fence. Jonbon, though, in his slipstream on the outside. Pictory in a bit tight there from Jonbon. Edwardstone behind them in the hands of Tom Cannon, there to pick up the pieces if need be. Pictory comes up towards the 13th, in tight again, but he's over it nicely from Jonbon. There's not much between them. There's only about half a length. Pictory clinging on from Jonbon as they go over the open ditch there. Nice big leap by Jonbon, and Jonbon looking a big threat on the outside of Pictory. The 2 big guns here locked together as they come down towards the third last. And Pictory in tight, Jonbon on his outside, and Pictory now picking up. Jonbon all of a sudden's hit a little bit of a flat spot and is now being pushed along by Nico de Boinville. They're moving in towards the home straight here, and it's Pictori chasing the treble in the Betfair Ascot Chase. Jonbon trying to come back at him though as they move down towards the second last. Pictori by half a length. Jonbon right at him now over the second last together, and now they move on towards the final fence. The two big dogs here, it's Pictori and Jonbon. Jonbon picking up again as Pictori tries to put him under pressure. Here's the final fence now. Jonbon just in front from Pictori. He's up by about half a length. Make that 3/4 of a length. Pictori though is beginning to rally on the run-in, but Jonbon picks up again, and it's Jonbon's Betfair Ascot Chase, a 12th Grade 1, beats Pictori, who was a wonderful second. Blow Your Wad stayed on for third. Edward Stone back in fourth. What a race that was.